Can you hear my dog barking?
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah. Jesus. They always like to start barking now. So yeah, we're live. Good evening, everybody. We started a little late because we had some technical issues. I'm Manolo Sanchez, the face of arm wrestling in Puerto Rico and Latin America, joined by my good friends and brothers, Troy Taub. Say hi, Troy.
What's up, Lethal Arms? 98% arm wrestling in the building.
And my brother from another mother, Daniel Nightmare Schwarz from the 98% New York family.
What's up? What's up?
And tonight, respect and honor where it's due. We have a young man as our guest tonight. He went as, I believe, the only American to the East versus West youth competition. I think back in East versus West 5. Our new friend, Jack Krusi. I said that right?
Yeah, that's a Krusi. Yeah.
Krusi.
Yep.
Well,
that's
thank
perfect.
you, Jack, for being with us. And I would like for you to say hi to the people. And after that, I would like to start off the show. I have asked Jack if we would be so kind to start the show with a prayer, so we are all in the right track. So Jack, if you would say hi and then do your thing, I would appreciate it.
Of course. How's it going, everybody? I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm really grateful for this. So thank you. Yeah. All right. I'll start us off.
Yeah.
Dear Father in heaven, Lord, we're thankful for this beautiful day that we could have today. And we're thankful for all the amazing good people in this sport. And we're thankful for all the people doing good out there and serving others. And we bless them that they can continue to do so. And I say these things in the name of thy beloved Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Amen, brother. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Jack. Here in Pulseo TV, we are believers in our dear Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And I believe we have to give thanks for everything good and bad. And that's why I would like from now on to open up our show with a little prayer so God can be with us and help us out in whatever that we're doing to bring us closer together as a people, a community, and sportsmen. So Jack, what's up?
Awesome. Yeah, nothing much. Yeah, I'm doing really good right now. How about you?
Well, I'm really busy with work and family and all that, training and all that, trying to get back, trying to do a comeback into arm wrestling competitively, but it's been hard. It's been a hard road. And I just wanted to showcase and highlight you as an arm wrestler, because after you went to the East versus West thing, I was sad to see that nobody was talking about it, and I remember I reached out to you and we said, yeah, and you had some things and you were a little busy, but finally we came together and we can do this. And we really, Dan, myself, and Troy, we just wanted to get to know you, who you are, how you started arm wrestling. But start off by saying, where are you from and how old are you and how long have you been arm wrestling?
All right. So I'm from Utah, USA, and I'm in northern Utah. I'm only a few minutes away from the Idaho border. And I'm 18 years old right now. And I've been arm wrestling for about 4.5 years now.
So you started young.
Yeah, very young.
What got you into it in the first place?
So I always loved like arm wrestling at school and just all throughout grade school. I've grown up on a farm and I live on a farm. So I've always been a pretty strong kid. And I always loved arm wrestling in like grade school and middle school. And I remember in like 8th grade or something, there was a kid that gave me some trouble. So I remember going home and Googling how to win at arm wrestling. And I had no clue it was a sport. Yeah. but I got looking and, I was seeing some videos, pulling up some WAL stuff and stuff like that. And I was like, well, this is awesome. Like, this is perfect. So I started looking around to how to even get into it. Because I had no clue. And And I got looking and I found an old news article that had the name Cody Merritt in it, and about him.
Let me stop you right there. Cody just said Jack is a beast. Love this kid. He is going to be something, and I agree with Cody.
Cody Merritt in the chat. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah, but I found his number after doing a little more digging, and I called him up, and I told him I found him online, and I was really interested in arm wrestling and just wondering how I could get into that. And he told me that he held a practice once a week at his house, and just a few minutes away from my house, and I just remember asking him how much it cost. And he's always giving me
That's the first question.
Yeah.
How much he ended up charging you?
Nothing, luckily.
Yeah,
he missed out on a good
this is an
opportunity.
open practice. I thought the same thing when the first time when I got to Lethal Arms. I was like, this is just like open, like to the public, like
Right.
I can just show up.
Absolutely, yeah. Took me a minute to grasp that, but I know he missed out on a good money-making opportunity on me. But yeah, I've been practicing with him once a week for pretty much every week now for
with
4.5 years now. Yeah, with Cody.
That's a hell of a training camp to be coming out of.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, definitely. I'm very fortunate. Yeah.
How many
you're
bands?
very
How
fortunate.
many bands do you have to wear when you work with that guy?
You probably need a lot to actually do anything. It's just a brick wall.
Get the hustle and the bully strap out.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What weight class do you compete at?
So I normally around 220. For the East versus West, I had to cut clear down to 200, which was really difficult for me because I sit just naturally at 220. So that was a challenge for sure. But yeah, that's typically where I am. I definitely want to get a little bigger, but I'm thinking around like 240 is where I want to end up.
I mean, you're still young. You have so many years ahead of you to build up muscle, build up those tendons.
Definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
How tall are you?
I'm like 6'1".
6'1", 220.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still young, so he might end up getting a little taller. You still growing, Jack?
I would like that.
You're still growing, bro. You're still growing.
Yeah.
Now, so Cody Merritt was the one that like started guiding you through your arm wrestling journey, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. He's
and besides Cody, do you have other arm wrestlers that are in your camp that maybe we know about or are kind of famous in the States?
So I'm not sure about anyone in our immediate practice, but we're just a couple hours away from Bob Brown, and all of his practice out there with Robert Baxter and Craig Tullia used to live out there. So we try to get there as often as we can, and that's also been a huge blessing to build some connections and build up relationships with those guys.
Have you been active lately? I haven't seen after the East versus West thing. I haven't seen you arm wrestle. Have you been active?
Yeah, so that's been my last tournament for a bit. There's not traveling's kind of difficult for me as of right now. But I get to anything I can make it to. I got a tournament next month at the FitCon tournament in Salt Lake. So that's my only planned one for right now.
Is there anybody that you're at your major obstacle or hurdle to jump over?
I don't have anything too big that I've set my sights on right now. I'm actually just in 2 months now, I'm going to be serving a 2-year mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in El Salvador and Belize. So
yeah, I read when you posted it, I read about that, and that in El Salvador there are a lot of arm wrestlers and good arm wrestlers. So you can if you want to connect with them while you're over there, just let me know. Yeah. I can hook you up. I
would really appreciate that. That's perfect.
Actually, El Salvador and Honduras are two countries that are one beside the other, and they have like a really big arm wrestling community.
Really?
This last past weekend, they had they met at the border. The guys from El Salvador and the guys from Honduras, they met at the border and they had a tournament and some super matches. I uploaded a video this morning about it.
Okay, I think I saw that
on YouTube. Yeah, so there's a big community over there. If you want to hook up, just to keep active, just let me know. I will get you in touch with them so you can stay active while you're over there.
Absolutely, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Where are you leaving?
What?
When are you leaving? Where are you going over there?
Okay, so I leave June 12th. So just about 2 months around there, and and then so I'll actually I'll first go to some missionary training in Mexico City for about a month before I go to El Salvador.
I can get you hooked up with arm wrestlers over there too.
Oh, that's perfect.
He's got connections all over the globe, baby.
That's perfect.
If you want to, I can make it happen. I can make it happen.
Yeah, of course, I would love that. Thank you.
So Jack,
I'm blessed to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Troy.
No,
go ahead.
I'm just curious to hear more about your experience at. So could you just go through a little bit of your experience when you flew over? Which East versus West did you go to? Who did you face in the super match? Could you just kind of take us on, just beginning on that experience?
Yeah, of course. So I was at East versus West 6, and so I got a call from Cody, and he told me that he had heard a few things about maybe having me have the opportunity to go over there for the it's called the AFC, the Arm Fight Championship. It's run through Arm Factory and in Luke Wedling and over there. Yeah, and so I got a call through there, and so a few years earlier, I got the awesome opportunity to go with Cody over to a tournament in Kansas City, and over there is where I met Tim Talmadge, and that was the last time I had met him up until recently, seen him up until recently. So kind of got my name out there to him, and he had just had my name when he got the opportunity to send a youth from America out there. So I got the call from Cody, and then I didn't really hear anything for a little while. And a few months later, I got in contact with Tim again, and he made it happen. He really helped me out with that, and it was I didn't expect that for sure. It was kind of a big jump to me, and I'm really grateful for it. Though it was incredible. But so we went over once I didn't really know who I was going to be competing against. It changed quite a few times. I think the first one was going to be Levon's cousin that's pulling out this next East versus West.
Oh boy, Georgians. Always got to watch out for those Georgians.
What do you mean? The guy that's going to face?
Glad that one fell through.
The guy that's going to face Adam Warszynski was going to be your opponent.
Yeah.
I didn't hear too much about that. It changed quite a few times. Yeah. But it ended up with a local youth athlete out there named Furkan Safik, and I'm sorry if I said that horribly wrong. But I couldn't find any information on him.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything on how he pulled or anything like that. So that was kind of a little nerve-wracking for me going into that, because I just didn't know what to train for, to prepare for. So I worked with Cody quite a bit with that, and just really focused on my strengths for that, to just to get as strong as I could in my strengths, and just roll with that.
So what type of
like
just curious, so what type of puller are you? Like normally like inside, outside, like what's your?
So I definitely prefer outside. Yeah, I'm getting better on the inside. I'm balancing that out more, but I'm definitely more of an outside puller. I enjoy it out there. I've got a good hand. So and that definitely played in my favor when I got over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did the guy end up being another top roller like you? I know you said you didn't, you weren't sure how to game plan for this guy.
Yeah.
Did he try? I was trying to see some match footage before you came on. I was having some difficulty finding it. If anybody can link it in the chat, please let me know. I'd love to check it out. If anybody can drop the link down in the chat.
You just go on YouTube and you put Jack Krusi, and
Okay.
there's a bunch of matches. And I love his style, his intensity, his energy, you know, on the table. It's great, you know, to see a young man being so passionate about the sport, you know, and doing so good. You know, I love it. I love it.
So when you gripped up with the guy, what lane did he end up going in on you?
So I was afraid he was gonna go into a hook. I mean, he was a pretty big guy, and at the time I felt that he was quite a bit stronger than me, and it ended up being okay. But he definitely went more for hand control and on the outside, which really worked in my favor, because those are my strengths, and I was able to just pull in my strengths and to win that. Yeah.
So you like that? I love explosive pullers like that too. You know, I like getting off the go and just, you know, being first. Yeah. That's exciting. You know, not that slow pulling and some deep inside hooking isn't fun too, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So Jack, did you have to invest some money, or do you have a full sponsorship? They paid for your ticket and everything, or how was that?
Yeah, so for going out there, pretty much everything, my plane tickets, and I was able to bring my mom with me too, and so we both of us were paid for flights there and back, and for hotels there, and I got to stay in the same hotel as the athletes and to hang out with them. So it was really, really amazing. I'm really blessed to be able to have that opportunity.
Yeah, I remember Engin saw you with Paul, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you're coming to the youth thing, to the East and West youth," and that was the first time I saw you over there. I was like, "Oh, what's that?" And then our friend Vasil went from Dubai to Turkey to be the announcer and the commentator on that event. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
The guy from Ukraine?
Yeah, definitely.
So he's a character.
Yeah, so he was there, and I remember there was going to be a live in Engin's channel or something, and something went wrong, and the event, like, if we look it up on YouTube, it's not there anymore. I don't know what really happened, but I catched a little of your match, and you had control. You know, you did, I don't want to say it was easy, but like, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, superior top roll, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, able to get
Cody's saying, when we were planning for Jack's match in Turkey, I know he would need to work on his arm, because there are very few kids his age with a hand and wrist like Jack's. This is Cody Merritt talking. You know, this is not Chencho el que cocina lechona al lado. No, this is Cody Merritt. You know, and I know Jack. Like, this is my opinion, and I know Troy and Dan share this opinion with me. We need guys like Jack. Like, every event internationally, we see the same faces: John, Devin, Todd Hutchins. Same guys over and over. When we have young talent that can rise up and take that place in the elites facing the Europeans, because that's the difference between us over here. And I'm not talking just America. I'm talking about all North America, Canada, Central America, South America. This is the problem we have. And over there, when you do a tournament, you see the youth division, and they one country brings 200 youth to one tournament, and us, we maybe bring 5, you know, and we have to work getting these kids to the spotlights, because I know there are young men like our friend Jack here with the talent to go over there and dominate. You know what I'm saying? And we have to work on that. And I thank Cody Merritt. Cody, I thank you for what you do with this young man. And I know, as I knew that Adam Wasinski was going to make it big, as I know Noel Nunez will too, as I know all other young guys in the States, that if given the opportunity, they will rise to the challenge. I mean, look at Paul. I mean, Paul is 40 years old, but he's relatively young in sport, you know. And they gave him the chance. They gave the chance to Adam. I think Artem Paradenko, the top rope king, he will get his shot too. And these are the guys we need, you know, the young guys like Jack. And Jack, what's your take on that? You being a young guy, strong guy, that are good arm wrestler. How do you feel watching that it's always the same American guys, and guys like you don't get the fair share, you know, the shot?
Yeah. No, I would agree with you absolutely. And those guys are all great too. And we all love to see
they're
them
awesome.
roll, of course. Yeah. But I definitely think more can be done to work on getting some new young faces out there to do it. And I know Tim Talmadge has talked about doing the same thing he did for me for other youth, and going around the U.S. and all around and finding more youth to go over there and compete.
I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
I don't think if Dan and Troy remember, we did a live stream that day, and I think that Basil got to meet with the guy that was organizing that event, and he talked to us for a little bit. Do you guys remember, Troy, Dan? Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
It was a guy from India, I believe, right? Do you remember?
Yeah. Sure.
It was a long time ago, though.
Well, anyway, he was telling us that event was gonna keep happening, you know, and they were gonna do it again and all that. Do you have any information about it? Have they contacted you?
Yeah, I haven't heard too much on that. I know that was the second time they had done it, and but I haven't heard too much on that, other than I think there's still plans to keep that going as much as they can. Yeah.
Yeah, because the guy seemed like really eager and positive, like to keep going and keep doing it. And he even told us that thing was gonna grow. But we haven't heard from them since that day. So I'm gonna ask Basil, because he's over there, and I think he knows the guy, to see if he can get us some information, because I would really like those kinds of tournaments for the youth to keep happening, because we are gonna find diamonds like we just found Jack, that went over there and dominated, you know, and you know, he's only 18 years old, ladies and gentlemen. You know, imagine when he's 25.
Big future.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
There's people
Jack,
are like,
I was just thinking more about.
Go ahead, Troy. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, brother. I was just wanted to ask him. You know, there were so many great pullers at that East versus West event. Did he get a chance to like meet with any of these guys? I mean, like Coach Ray and, you know, Brasink were there, and, you know, Rackley, like all these Europeans. Did you get a chance to like grip up or see any of the meet any of these guys?
Yeah. So it was really cool to see all those guys in one place and to meet with some of them. I didn't get to really grip up with anyone. I don't think I did on the after polls, but I've been really fortunate just through training with Cody for all these years and being where I am in Utah to be pretty close with a lot of the guys at Team USA already. So like I'm really close with Craig Toulier and Robert Baxter, and and I've
to say.
Yeah. So that was really, really fortunate, and I've I've met Travis quite a few times, and so it was really awesome to just already kind of have that connection and be able to go and hang out with those guys, and it was a really, really cool experience.
Have you gone to any practices with Travis in the time? Have you been on wrestling?
Not any, I guess, practices, just like after polls and stuff like that, but no actual practices.
Have you heard? There's talk that Travis is going to make a comeback. Have you heard anything?
I have heard a bit about that. I'd like to see that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Be good.
Well,
So
Travis,
Dan, do you have anything you want to ask Jack, Dan?
So being in Utah, so you said you're up in Utah, and you said, Cody, do you venture out to other practices by any chance, other than Bob's? Smaller or bigger ones that maybe out of state you travel to?
Well, not usually. There's not too many super close by to where I am. So really, Cody's and Bob's are the only two I go to mainly. If I would never be opposed to visit other practices, but those are just the two most convenient for me with work and everything right now. So,
well, if you ever find yourself in New York, I host practices out in Long Island. You're more than welcome to join.
Perfect. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that.
Anytime, man. Anytime. We're a community. So we literally want to open the doors to anybody interested in arm wrestling and how to propel it. And someone like yourself will bring other young fellas into the sport and say, hey, maybe I can. And I happen to love what Devin's doing, what Devin did with the high school tournament in Canada.
Yes. Yes.
Do you see that becoming a reality for us in the United States where we can get maybe high school teams involved?
Yeah.
How do you think we can make that a reality? Being as young as you are, and you're much closer to being in the high school.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
Far removed from that.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I feel like it needs to somehow. I don't know the answer, but just to get out information to especially to younger crowds and like schools and stuff more, because I mean, pretty much all teenage boys are going to eat that up. Arm wrestling, it's awesome. And I feel like I think that would spread really well if it could get out there a little more.
I agree.
Yeah, and on that subject, if you get anyone to a school and just showcases the sport with these young kids at school, they're gonna pick it up. And I remember when I saw that tournament, and Devin was live, I was mentioning on the chat that in Puerto Rico, in the University of Puerto Rico, they once had a tournament of the guys in the university, and it was great. There were a lot of entries, but they only held it for 1 year. And what happened on Canada on the high school with Devin is that I believe that Devin's son and daughter go to that school.
Okay.
So they are the ones that got arm wrestling into the school.
Yeah.
So if guys like Jack are 18 years old, going to high school, and arm wrestling, they just have to it's not about like if the kids want it. It's you gotta convince like the teachers to give the chance to have a tournament in the school, or like Troy just mentioned, an after school program of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
So actually, one of my teammates just started a program out of the school. He works for his for a school here in on Long Island in Queens, New York, and Jason kid's a beast of an arm wrestler. Love his energy, but he is doing an after school youth center program. Give kids like an opportunity to learn how to work out and learn about fitness, learn about diet, instead of going to do drugs, instead of going to hang out with the gangs. And he actually is working with the athletic director to bring arm wrestling into that as well. And that's huge because, if we can get this in New York, we can get it in Utah, then we can get it in Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, and every other place in between should have some high school, because it's a good sport.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think another big thing that would help, especially with youth as well, and it's different in every state, but I know there's tons and tons of tournaments in Utah that are in bars, but I have to miss out on all those because I'm not old enough to get in. I'm not 21, so that's one thing that I think would help out a lot, is if the better access to tournaments for youth.
Absolutely. Family friendly venues are going to be worth its weight in gold. We should look at, like, I don't know if you have a Top Golf nearby you, but like something like that.
Yeah.
The rest of the family that may not be interested in arm wrestling but still want to support their family.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's great.
And do you remember Mike Ciliaris? Didn't he used to do that in New York?
Yeah, I think he actually did. He was teaching because he was I think chemistry. Yeah, chemistry teacher. Yeah. Chemistry teacher.
Something
And
yeah.
Would run little tournaments like that with his classes, but he's been fairly inactive. I haven't seen or heard from him since actually the last Jason Vale's strap tournament.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mike since WAL, right?
Yeah, no, he actually competed, I think. Yeah, no, he did compete at the Jason Vale tournament. I don't remember how he did, but he was there.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mike in a while, but I remember he used to put up tables on the street corners and get kids, you know, to arm wrestle and get to know the sport, and maybe, you know, help them focus their energy in something else, you know, nothing bad, just a sport, you know, because this is a sport, this is a cheap sport. Like Jack, the first question was, how much is it? But this is a cheap sport. You can arm wrestle anywhere and anyone, everybody can do it. You can build your own table. I mean, you can buy one if you want, you know, spend whatever money you want buying a table, but you can build your own table out of wood. David Schnell sent me once somebody built a table out of plumbing pipes.
Yep.
You know, you just screw them together and you know, put a top on it and some pads, and that, you know, you can make your own table. You know, it's a cheap sport and everybody can do it.
Definitely.
And right now, I think it's the best moment in history for arm wrestling. What do you think about that, Jack? Do you feel that arm wrestling is at a on his way up, even higher, or do you think he has reached its peak?
Yeah, I definitely think it's on its way up right now, and I feel like even in the few short years I've been doing it, I've seen quite a bit of growth even through that with East versus West and all of that. I think for sure, and like you were saying, the accessibility is great. You know, you don't really need much equipment; you can do it anywhere, and that's really, really valuable, I think.
Yeah, I was watching some Paul Italia videos about an after pull after the Cobra Classic, and they were like arm wrestling with a mattress on top of a kitchen somewhere, and they were arm wrestling on that. You know, so if you want to arm wrestle, you can arm wrestle. You know, anywhere and everywhere.
Definitely.
So Jack, you said you're like an explosive kind of top roller puller. Like who are like your favorite type of guys? But well, besides Cody, of course.
Yeah.
Who would you say is your favorite pullers? You like Janice, you know, the Jedi? He's kind of like a explosive top roller. Like who would you look up to or like emulate?
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, like you said, Cody's definitely number one for me. But yeah, that's a difficult one. You know, I know he's not really active in the sport anymore, but I've always been a big Alexei Vovoda fan. For sure.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm excited for that. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I love Travis's style for sure. That's always been a help for me to watch him pull. I feel like we have fairly similar styles in the top rolling.
Beast agent, yeah. Yeah, talk about explosivity. And like, I mean, you know, Travis, he made a career of that explosive power, you know, for years and years. Nobody could stop it. Nobody could do anything about it, you know?
Yeah. And I definitely wouldn't say I'm very fast. That's probably the biggest thing I've struggled with in the sport, but I've definitely improved a lot. I'm still trying to get up there. I want to get to the point where I'm really explosive like that, but it's a work in progress.
You transitioning to maybe some sort of like hit training, like trying to like
absolutely. I've incorporated that a lot lately, and I definitely have seen a lot of improvement. Just watching old matches compared to now, I've improved a lot in speed, and just in anticipation's huge for me. Learning how to, watching the ref's mouth and stuff like that really helps.
Yeah. All those, like, I was rewatching like the Hermes, even Levon, and just before the go, you just see Hermes. He takes that big deep breath in, and it's just like, and he's ready to explode. It's just timing and rhythm and feel. When you're an explosive puller like that, or Travis, or Alan Fisher, or any of the great explosive top rollers. But
definitely,
that's a cool part of the game.
Yeah.
Talking about explosivity and Travis Bacon, the infamous match between Michael Todd and Travis comes to mind.
Oh, is that when they almost came to blows?
Yeah, that's the one. Michael almost hit Travis because Travis is too much of a wise guy. He wasn't gonna fight anyone, He
Travis
just knew,
was like, do something, fight somebody. Michael Todd wasn't doing anything. He was in his face like, "Oh, get off my hand."
Oh, it was so funny. But that explosivity, it's a special. It's something you like. The way Travis does it, it's something you are born with.
Definitely.
And everybody knows that if you stop Travis, you win. But you got to stop him.
Yeah, you gotta get the stop. Yeah,
you gotta get stopped. If you stop him, you win.
That's why he's the beast. He had that explosive energy. He was, he's the beast. I still think he can come off the couch and beat most people in the game.
Yeah. He's that kind of a guy, and I would really love to see him back. Like, take it seriously and train for 1 year, 2 years, and jump back in it, because he's still young. You know what I'm saying? And he's not an old man. He's not 60. I don't even think he's 50. How old is Travis?
I think he's in his late 40s.
Yeah, he's in his late 40s. I think he's like Devin, like 47, 48, something like that.
I think the other thing is focusing on his son, getting to sell.
Yeah. And that's almost done. His kid is almost in already. He's done a great job. His son is a great athlete, and he's going to the NFL 100%. And after that, maybe Travis can concentrate on coming back to arm wrestling.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Now, Jack, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Today, who are your top 5 arm wrestlers in the world today?
My top 5 favorite?
Yeah, not favorite.
Okay.
Not favorite. Talking, objectively.
Oh, okay.
Who are the top 5 on your opinion?
Okay, yeah, that's a hard one. I definitely
mean, pound for pound. Let's not just talk about heavyweights. I mean, pound for pound.
Yeah, okay. Well, I know this one is a heavyweight, but I definitely think I think Artem Morozov right now is definitely number 1 left, and I would like to see Cody get back up there to challenge that again. Recovering from his injuries, I think he could still do some damage.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Absolutely. So and that's hard.
Yes, that's the best question.
I know, there's just so many options.
Because if you ask somebody who's the top 5, everybody's gonna go, oh, Levon and Devin and Hermes. But I'm talking about pound for pound, because there are light guys that are strong, and like let's talk about like Brest Sedikian.
Yeah.
The guy from Romania, he's a guy that he can take in any heavyweight and he can beat him, weighing 176 pounds.
Yeah, definitely.
Something like that. That's the hard thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of those guys from Kazakhstan right now, and I can never remember any of their names, but like the one Cody's going to be pulling and stuff. I mean, he's more like my weight, you know, and those guys are really impressive to me.
Alisson
Yeah,
Molotov.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
That guy is freakishly strong, because like he weighs what you weigh, and he went to the, like, I had him on the show, and he said, like, they asked me that they only have one spot left, and it was in super heavyweights, and they asked me if I wanted, and I said, yeah, I wasn't going to lose the opportunity, and he went over there and he killed everybody.
yeah, it's
What's up with that?
insane.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
insane.
it's really insane to see that. It's really cool, because I feel like there's kind of just a, you know, like a stereotype that you have to be a heavyweight to compete with heavyweights, and it's really cool to see someone kind of break that.
Yeah, and Cody has his work cut out for him with Alisson.
Oh, yeah.
Because Alisson is what we were talking about. He's really explosive, and he says that he has like perfected that technique, you know.
Yeah,
And when he faced Oleg, I was sure Oleg was gonna stop him and beat him, but he got the stop, but couldn't bring him to the side, you know.
yeah,
And Cody is gonna have his work cut out for him on that.
definitely.
Match.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I know Cody's taking that match really seriously, and it's gonna be a good one.
That's now, right? In East versus 7, in West versus 7, right? This is now, right?
May 6th. May 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Team West they're against, you know, there's some tough matchups for West on this one, I have to tell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know,
yeah,
rooting for our guys Paul and, you know, Cody, and then, you know, the RVJ. How do you like Jack? What do you think about that return of Vidget and RVJ against the Giga Chad Zurab? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys just saw that AMC tournament, you know, just happened, and I think Zurab won that convincingly. So he's
undefeated.
Yeah, so he's looking pretty strong going against RVJ. What do you think about that, Jack?
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited to watch it. I don't know. I think it'll be exciting to watch. I do think Zurab's he's a beast for sure. But I'm excited to see how it goes.
You an RVJ fan?
You know, I don't know too much about him, but
he does a pretty good podcast, you know, with Paul Lynn and stuff. So he's a character.
Yeah, definitely.
I like RVJ. I like him.
But yeah, there's been some talk that he might go inside with and go hook on hook with him.
Really?
So that would be something, you know. I mean, inside against Zurab. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the last match I saw RVJ was against Sasho, and watching that match, it gives me the impression that RVJ has a problem with short arm guys and hooks.
That spells trouble. Trouble,
right?
See?
Yes. So that's, and actually Sasha is gonna face Paul that same day.
Yeah, and that's and Sasha is a stunner.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a hell.
And we are talking about 5 foot tall guys, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you saw what happens, you know, even, you know, short guys, short levers have, you know, better inside, but we saw what happened when Paul forced the hook on Rustum, you know, Rustum.
Yeah, his pec went
failed,
like,
so.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
His pec left the chat.
That's what his pec said, you know.
Now, but Sasha was much more active than Rustum was, right? So, little different circumstances.
Yeah, definitely.
My money's on Paul. No.
Of course. How am I gonna? He's my guy. Look, come on. My money's on Paul. I'm on State Kings. I'm on State Kings regardless.
It's
I'm on Paul.
Paul's gonna win.
I'm confident that Paul will win. I'm confident because
Rip his arm off like he did Rustum.
I know Paul is gonna use RVJ's experience and his you know, I know they have been training and talking. So
Oh, yeah.
in my opinion, if you want, if Paul is gonna beat Sacho, he's gotta go with a high hook just to stay away from his power. And his Paul's arm are longer. If he can like pull back with his back pressure and get Sacho away from his bicep, it's gonna be an easy win for Paul. So that's why I'm confident, because I know Paul has the knowledge and the strength to do that. And that's what I'm expecting, you know. I'm not saying it's going to be 3-0, but I'm confident Paul is going to win.
Absolutely.
Not so sure about IBJ, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of RBJ to formulate a good opinion on what he's capable of. Yeah, he's got some amazing techniques and whatnot, but you know what's he really capable of? And I would love him to surprise the hell out of him. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. So Jack, after your 2 years on your missionary thing, are you planning on hitting back arm wrestling tournaments right when you get back, or what are your plans?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to get right back into it, to just take it as far as I can.
So I'm gonna hook you up with the guys in Mexico and El Salvador, so you can
I really
stay
appreciate
active.
that.
If you can stay active, and I'm sure the level on that area is gonna go up, because they're gonna have the opportunity to grip up with you. And there are good guys, you know, there are humble guys and they're nice guys. They love the sport, and they just looking to grow like we all trying to grow the sport, you know. And in Latin America, the sport is exploding. Like, these guys are getting really well organized. They are doing events. They are keeping active. And I'm really happy to see all my neighbors all around me: Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico. They are doing things up and down, and it's my wish that we can integrate. I don't know if we can, like Dan, Troy, and I, like get together and say, okay, let's go to Costa Rica, for instance, and visit them and train with them for a week or two, or a weekend or something, because we have to be that. I want to be that bridge that connects, you know, the arm wrestling community in Latin America with the rest of the world. Yeah. And we have strong guys, good guys, and they are showing up, you know. They are showing up and they are doing the work, and I'm really happy for that. And you're gonna be over there, and I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna text Guido when we are done with the live stream. I'm gonna text Guido, and I'm gonna ask him to, you know, help me hooking you up over there. You're gonna have to tell me where you're gonna be at, like neighborhood or something, so I can get guys close to you to help you, you know, start going to practices and your free time over there and all that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate it. Dude, and they have like arm wrestling gyms. Like, really? They have they have gyms that are just for arm wrestling. Oh wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's some of them are built by themselves, but some of them are, you know, like public or private gyms that work on arm wrestling. And the difference between those countries and ours is that the government like supports them in some way, you know. Okay. They have this thing, it's like a pride thing for the country. Anything that is about sports, you know, and if they are competing and they are active, the government, you know, backs them with money so they can keep doing it, or at least buy equipment and get ready, and at some point they even get enough money to travel to other countries. Right now Costa Rica is the most organized arm wrestling country in Latin America, and they are backed 100% by their government, and they get money. And when there are world championships and Pan American championships and all that, the federation, the WAF Federation of Costa Rica, pays for the athletes to travel and all that, you know. And even when they do the Pan American championships of the WAF, they do it in Costa Rica because they are so organized and they have the means, you know, to put up the hotels and all that. And that's the thing that we lack. If we want to go to international events, we got to pay out of our own pockets or look for sponsorship and all that. Dan can speak to it because Dan has been really active traveling this year. And you gotta do some stuff to get the money to be right, Dan?
Absolutely. You got to put some type of groundwork down to make it worth your while to make that money. But I actually, now I have a thought that just popped in my head, and I wonder if one is related to the other. Countries that have government subsidization, right, support, aren't they also countries that start to support or high school at a very young age?
I don't understand you. You're sounding like choppy.
Oh my God! But can you hear me now?
Do you have a mic on the phone or something?
No, because it was working seconds ago.
Technical difficulties.
So Jack, so while you were at East vs. while he's fixing his, well, Nightmare's fixing his stuff, while you were at East vs. West 6, East vs. West 7, they got that Gennady and Devin match. When you were there at 6, did you get a chance to meet Gennady in person? He must, if so, he must be a massive guy.
Yeah, so I didn't really get too much of a chance to really talk to him or anything like that. But I did see him while I was there several times, and he's a very large human.
Yeah.
He's over 300 pounds, right?
What's your prediction on that Devin Gennady match? Who do you like?
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I got to be patriotic. I love America, but Team USA. But I do think Gennady is a real beast, and I see him having a shot at that. So
that's huge.
I
do. Can you hear me first and foremost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, better.
I think Devin has it by way of the last 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's gonna go. Don't quote me on it, but hey, we'll see. But what else?
Yeah.
Devin is like Jurassic Park. Devin finds a way. He will find a way.
He always finds a way.
Dude, but the thing is, people don't know that Prudnik beats these guys.
Yeah.
Prudnik can beat Gennady. Prudnik can beat Kurdecha. Prudnik can beat easily Hermes, any of these guys. Prudnik can beat all these guys. And Devin toyed with Prudnik. And at least I got this in perspective when I think about Gennady's match and Devin's match, because Prudnik, you can like Todd Hutchins described Prudnik like John Percent's hand, and they shape his side pressure. That says a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we if we heard Hermes say that Levon's back pressure is stronger than Dave's, but not his side pressure. Hermes pulled Levon and Dave, and he said that Dave Chafee's side pressure is stronger than Levon's. So if you put a guy with John Percent's hand with Dave Chafee's side pressure, that's a really freaky guy. And Devin toyed with him. And we have seen in after pulls and practices and training, Prudnik can beat all these guys. Imagine a 265-pound Prudnik,
Yeah. That's scary.
Picture that, because everybody's saying, oh, Hermes is gonna beat Levon. Oh, Morozov is gonna beat Levon. Imagine a 270-pound Prudnik and say like, okay, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So that's the logic I make when I picture the Gennady match. I'm not saying it's gonna be an easy match, but Devin is gonna win because Devin toyed around with Evgeny Prudnik. But the thing is, I don't think Gennady is drinking Devin's Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's
That mental games and stuff, that's not working with Gennady.
Well, I mean, not for nothing. The head games that happen over out, you know, in that side of the world are very, very different we play over here. So, and there's that language there. He's probably sitting there saying, "You're just a squeaky barking at me now," but you know, that's not what they do. They probably don't.
I just remember him saying, "No, Jeffy, no, Jeffy." It was funny. I'm sorry. It was funny. It was funny. So Jack, we don't want to take more of your time. I'd like to thank you for sharing this time with us and sharing your story, how you got into sport and how you got to East versus West in Turkey. I wish you the best of lucks and success in your life and what you do. I will help you get connected with arm wrestlers where you're going. God bless this young kid that has a bright future in front of him. And I thank you for being with us and sharing your experience, and honor and respect where it's due. This was the only youth from America that went to that event and dominated. So take notes, whatever promoters are watching or gonna hear, give kids like Jack the chance to go overseas and represent the States and bring back Jack to other tournaments so he can show what he can do at the level that he's at. At least that's my wish.
In that same line, let's also make sure all the tournaments are at places that he can, not far.
Yeah.
So, voters, keep that in mind.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If
Any
anyone
final
ever
thoughts,
gives you
Story?
a nickname, I got a good nickname for you. Cruise Control.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
That's good.
That one's for free. Put that in your pocket. No charge for that one, Jack.
So Jack, any you want to say anything before we end this live stream?
Yeah, I want to say thank you so much. This is a really incredible opportunity. It's the first time I've gotten to do anything like this, and I just really appreciate it. And I appreciate everything you guys do with the sport and getting it out there and giving an opportunity for people like me to kind of be heard and just kind of get my name out there. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, actually, that's what I like to do.
You deserve it. You earned it. You deserve it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's what I like to do. I use my, like, people might think I make money out of this. I don't make any money out of this. My platform aren't monetized, and none of them. I just love arm wrestling. I like to do this, and I like to help everyone I can to grow and have have them notice, you know, and kids like you, young kids like you that are going places. Maybe 10 years from now, when Jack has broken Levan's arm and he's on top of the world, they will remember that Jack was first on Puseo TV with his first live stream. Maybe people will remember that.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So thank you, Jack. I'm gonna ask everybody that's watching this or is gonna watch this later to follow Jack on his Instagram. It's Jack the Ripper, right?
Yeah, Jack the Gripper. Yep.
Yeah, Jack the Gripper. Jack the Gripper. Follow him on Instagram. Look him up on Facebook. Watch every video there is of Jack on YouTube. There are great matches, great entertaining matches. Basil just entered the chat is saying good evening. Hi, Basil. We love you and we missed you. We got to do something. At some point, we got to go back and do some live, with more stuff and some people like that. So everybody follow Jack on his social media. Follow my friend Troy on his social media, Facebook, Instagram. My good friend Dan, who is traveling around the United States beating people up on the arm wrestling table.
Right.
So I'm very happy we got to share these moments, and thank you, Jack. Thank you for being here, and God bless you. We're gonna keep in touch so I can hook you up with the guys in Latin America. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So take care, everyone. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you later.
Oh,
Thank
let's
you.
do the bicep thing, Jack. Let's do the bicep thing. Yeah.
Bicep thing, all right.
Yeah. Biceps for Vasil. There you go. Thank you. Have a good